Hi everyone, and welcome to a new collective consciousness reading. My name is Celeste, and here we are making a collective consciousness reading to look into the focus and our collective experience in the year 2022. This is a collective consciousness reading. This means it is a general reading, like a wave reading, to understand how our entire collective consciousness functions and how we are evolving, what we are doing, where we are going. And if you would like to understand more about how I see the collective consciousness, I will put a link in the description box for you to watch. I have also made an article about the current energy or the guiding archetype for the year 2022, and you can find this on my website, but I will also put a link in the description box. This general reading will touch us all in our unique ways. So just pick, understand what is meant for you, and also sink in, because somehow this will help you in a way that you may not be aware from the first time, but it will help you, for example, understand your role and your place in the overall tapestry of life, or to understand how you fit in what is going on in our collective consciousness right now, and how can you adapt in order to go further and keep your focus and your concentration on what is needed for you. The structure that I am going to use is as follows. We have the first card here, which is the current state of our collective consciousness, and we have a tarot card and a few oracle cards. Then we have the overall experience for our collective in 2022 with a few oracle cards as well. Then we have the direction, where are we going in this 2022 year, with some oracle cards as well. And then the collective focus in 2022, along with some oracle cards as well. And we will finish by looking at our collective groups. So we have the entire collective, and we're gonna look at that. But I also chose some cards for our particular groups. So for my consciousness group and the related and resonating groups. And we have the focus for our group in the coming year, the year 2022, and we also have our experience, our general experience of the year 2022. For the year 2022, we have as the guiding archetype the Lovers, which is the archetype we will explore as a collective this whole year. And this will guide us the whole year. And if you would like to know more about the themes of the year 2022, you will find a link in the description box with an article that I wrote about this. So I'm gonna put this here, and the Lovers is going to guide me. I'm feeling really emotional because I feel this year that is so completely emotional, and also because of the Lovers archetype, but the way that we are going to be guided by the lover's archetype is to understand our emotional side and to understand our connections, the connections with the divine, the connection with ourselves, and to put really big questions about our origin, like who we are in our origin, where we come from, where we are going. And these are really big choices. And this is why the next year we will be having these big choices, but there will be this emotional undertone. And we will be guided by our deep feelings, but our surface feelings, those surface emotions, could lead us astray. So there is a difference from the surface emotions and the deep feelings. And the year 2022 will guide us to understand more and more about this. So let's see the cards associated with the questions. And we have the current state of the collective, 7 of discs or pentacles. I will unveil all of them and then I will read them together. Then we have 2 of swords, and this is the overall experience for the year 2022. Then we will have direction, where we are going as a collective, and we have 8 of cups. Then we have the collective focus, which is actually the chariot. And this is the next year, the 2023 archetype. So we're gonna get there. But the focus is to get there in a certain way. So we are guided from this year to get to the other year, to the next year, to the 2023. And let's see the oracle cards for each of them. Or maybe I will just read first the tarot cards. I am really emotional right now. Let's just stabilize a little bit. Maybe take a few breaths yourself. This year is really burdened by so many desires, emotions, dreams, shattered promises. So many things that we would like to make, together. But maybe we do not know if that is possible. And we have so much desire to do this. And now I'm remembering the star, which is the energy that we need to adjust to for the year 2022. And I'm talking about the reading that I did before for the collective consciousness, the gift of 2021, if you would like to check that out too. So this energy is so charged up with emotions and desires. Our surface emotions and desires are there, and there are so many. And they may just hide what's underneath our deep feelings and our deep needs and the roads that we need to take. We see that we are right now in the current state of the 7 of Pentacles or 7 of Discs. And we are going towards the 8 of Cups as direction. So right now we are in a state of discontent when we are looking at what we did in the last year or years, and we don't have many results or good results. It's like we are sterile. We feel that we cannot bring here into manifestation something that would flourish and that would nourish all of us. We are in an impasse, just looking at what we have done, and we're not satisfied with our work. We have made mistakes, a lot of mistakes, and we are here looking at all of the things we've destroyed by our choices. And we are making a review of our choices and consequences, a review of how to move from this place of sterility, how to go on. In order to move from this state, we need to learn, we need to understand where and what have we done wrong, and then really go to the wisdom of integrating those mistakes. Really go deep and understand how exactly we've got into this point. Because right here, it seems like we have a few results, but they're not the results that we had expected. Our expectations have not been met. And some of us, a group, is feeling really disillusioned. Like, where are the results that you've promised? Where are all of those things that we should have accomplished by now? Where are they? I don't see them. We just see a few things, but there's nothing that would look like those promises that we've seen. So where are our results? This is what we are asking in this current state. What have we done so far? It's like our right leg doesn't match our left one. We don't know where we are going. Each one wants to go somewhere, but it's not in the same place. So how do we move from here? We are stuck in a kind of conflict, and a conflict of expectations and results. So we want to birth something new, but first we need to stay and accept this place. Accept this place of sterility. Accept that our expectations and our choices didn't get us to the results we wanted. So we actually need to change. We need to change something, but right now in the current state, we don't know. We don't know what to change. So we need to sit here and have a lot of patience while we learn what our mistakes have brought to us and why. The why is really important in order to move on from this state. And I feel that this state, the current state that we are in, is gonna linger. It's gonna linger at least maybe 6 months in this year. For us to really realize what's happening, what are we doing, why we are not having the results we expected. What's happening? Why do we need to have more patience? It's clear that the direction is not good, or the methods we are employing are not appropriate. So we need to change something. But first we need to take knowledge. We need to know what's going on right here and right now. So this conflict is more an internal conflict in each of us, and in some groups will be expressed really loudly, and others will be expressed like a quiet nudge inside, just feeling that something is not quite right, that something is not going in the right direction, that their expectations have not been met. They are just in the beginning of really finding out the place they are in. So this group is gonna stay there for a while. maybe more than 6 months. But as a general view, we will be sitting in this place to discover our mistakes, or at least some of them, for at least 6 months in the year 2022. And we will need to have patience, because the energy is actually pushing us into this place of patience. It's saying, hey, you cannot go further. You need to see this. There is something here that you need to investigate. So we are actually divinely guided to stay as a collective in this place. So we need to digest our previous choices, and we need to just look at how we have used our resources, our money, our time. What have we done with all of this? And then we are moving into this direction. We are going into this direction. You can see that's high in the sky, and this looks like Jupiter for me. So what I'm seeing, that we are going towards an expansion as a collective. And this is very important, because maybe for us, we would think we are going in a contraction or in some other type of process. But we are actually going towards an expansion in consciousness, in our spiritual side, in our understanding, in our meaning. Because these questions will lead us there, will help us understand more about our origins and ourselves. So in order to move further, we need to leave behind. We need to leave behind a state of addiction, which we will experience the whole year of 2022. So this direction is not in the year of 2002. It will go beyond the year 2022, and it is a process that will take a few years. This is how I'm feeling this process. It will take a few years for us to leave behind a few of the things to which we are so addicted, because we have some desires, some attachments as a collective which are no longer useful, which have brought us here into this sterility, into this sterile world where nothing grows. Why nothing grows? Maybe we are afraid of new things. When we are so afraid of the unknown, of new things, then nothing new will grow, because our fear will just keep these new things away. So first we need to let go, and we need to be grateful and fulfilled with what we have now, with where we have arrived in this moment. And these cups here, we're gonna leave them behind, but it's not gonna be easy. Some groups in our consciousness are really attached to this, and the wave of energy, the archetype, the lovers will guide us to leave behind these cups, these attachments, and it's not gonna be easy, and it's not gonna be pleasurable or even nice. It's gonna look like we are taking something from a baby, like a baby is playing with its toy, its favorite toy, and we are going and taking that toy because we know it's no longer useful for the baby to play with it, and maybe the baby will harm themselves with the toy because it's not actually a toy. So this is gonna look like that, like we're ripping something, like a toy from a child, and it's not nice. I mean, it's not gonna be a pleasurable experience, but we're gonna go through this as Many are still attached to some kind of beliefs that are keeping them alive in some way, that are saving them in some way, that are replacing their own judgment and their own connection with divinity. And some other groups will feel so fulfilled of all of the experiences that they will choose to leave them behind because they know they are not useful, and they will choose another road or other timelines. These people are ready to go. They are already on this process, on their way. They are leaving behind whatever they had as attachment to the old world as we know it, to the old way of living, and they are moving towards a new way of living. But right now we are not seeing that. We are just on the road, and we will be on the road for a few years. But the consciousness that is doing this already knows that. So if you are part of these groups that are already on the road, you know that right now we cannot see the end, we cannot see that beautiful vision that we are going towards, but we know in our hearts, we have made that choice inside our hearts, and we are following our hearts and our deep feelings, not the surface emotions, and we are following our soul and our spirit toward this expansion that is here available for us. Now the other groups will linger back. They may start to play with the surface emotions, they may find other distractions, but the thing is they will come along even if they will be at the end of the spectrum. They will come along because this is the wave of the energy, and it's taking us towards this expansion. Of course, some will profit more, and some almost maybe no change at all, or the change will be really small. But the thing is, the change will affect everyone, but in a different spectrum of change. So this is really beautiful to see that we will start doing this. Let's talk about the other two cards, and we have the overall experience of 2022 and the focus. The overall experience, and we see this person between two worlds. Am I going to the left? Am I going to the right? Where is my choice? Where is my road? And this is the question of path. What is my real path? Where am I going? Now, most of us will not know where we are going because the direction is not out there. It's not something that we need to see in the horizon, but it is in our hearts, in our souls. That's where the direction is. So if you would like to be guided, the guidance it's not out there, although it will be like a call. You will feel a call to go towards something, but the call comes from inside of you. And the focus is to be really disciplined. We are being asked to start to be really disciplined from this year. So we would not expect the year 2023 where the chariot will guide us, where the chariot will be the guiding archetype for the collective. We are required to start from this year to be disciplined, to have rituals, to start self-development, to start really understanding, to start having confidence and trust in our choices, to start to be more independent, to start to get those informations that we need to go further, and to construct our vehicle in order to be moved really fast. We are required to focus on moving really fast through this year. and in making the right choice. And the right choice comes from your inner self, from your soul and spirit. And this is towards what the lovers are guiding us, to make that choice, to listen to the spirit, to listen to our soul, and to make a choice of being ourselves no matter what, to make a choice of being human, which is a connection between the divine and the material, and to live fully in a natural way, and to be really connected with our bodies, with how we feel life, with how we understand life. And the experience is an experience of balance and, let's say, flexibility, and also understanding of wisdom. We are being pushed to look more inside than outside, to take an inner journey, and find out where is our doubt, where do we have trust, where can we put our energy into and our vision into. We are actually required not to look so much outside and not to be impressed so much of what is happening outside, because this battle of choice will be inside of us. This battle between what is right and what do I know about what is right for me is taken inside of us. And we are also having an experience of protection, because we are starting to see that we do not need to implicate ourselves, to be absorbed by the world in order to live in it. So we are having a protective stance towards, let's say, what happens in the world in order to take this inner journey. And for this inner journey, we need silence, and we need to silence the noise outside of us. And we need to go there with no expectations, because this is not a journey of expectation. This is the state that we are now, and we are still expecting for something to happen, for those results to come, but we're gonna see they're not gonna come. So this will push us into this experience, and this experience is a very deep analysis of self and an analysis of decisions, and a trust in the unknown, because sometimes even when we do not know, we actually know. Even when our conscious mind doesn't know things, our unconscious, our soul knows. And this is why we are asked to focus on being guided, because we know the path we are on. We need still to make a few choices. Some of us, not all of us, some of us have already done our choices a long time ago, and we are asked to focus on the road, to never back down, to not give up, to stop sitting in the road asking for someone else to direct us, or to wander around in confusion, because many will be in this state of confusion. It's the shadow of this energy, and I'm seeing this confusion debilitating a lot of people, and having this experience of really concentrated confusion, like, what's going on? I thought things were different. I don't understand. This is because they will be faced with things that come from this current state, because in this current state they are still expecting something to happen, And when the results will still not be what they expected, they will start to wonder, well, I don't get it. I mean, I've been patient. I've done everything. What's happening? And this inner questioning and doubt will start. First, a big confusion. So you're going to see people caught up in such a big confusion and conundrum, and other people with so much doubt of what's going on, with so much doubt about the path, about where we are going, about what's happening, so much doubt about everything in reality or in virtual reality. But this state is a useful state if you know that you need to move into a different state, that you need to leave behind a lot of things that are not working anymore, that you need to be able to see and let yourself see, because another part of the collective will not let themselves see what is going on around them. And they have this eternal blindfold. But this doesn't mean that they will take their blindfold off. Some of them will, but others will just go along, like we saw in the Eight of Cups. Everyone will get here, but not everyone in the same way, and not everyone will be affected in the same degree. So this a really big confusion will be an energy that we need to move through the next year. When you are in confusion, just stay with it, stay in that particular confusion state of yours. Understand that it is a unique confusion. Even if everyone has it around you and you see it everywhere, remember that you are a unique being. So for you, it has a unique expression that you need to find and understand. So sit with it. Sit with it and be disciplined about it. Start analyzing it. Start talking with the confusion. Start asking, why are you here? What are you here to tell me? What's happening? And you will get a lot of answers. But do not expect to get the answers that would be useful for you right in those moments, because you will get answers for the road. You will get answers to get you to move, a little bit. Those answers will push you to move just a little bit further, And if you start trusting the confusion and starting to trust also what you do not know, then you will really start to be guided on your path. And your soul will start to be guided, and you will start to listen to the authority of your soul. You will start to understand what is to embody authority. And it's not what we usually think about. And you will start to understand the confidence and the stability that will bring you. And you will start to understand the discipline that is needed for you to really push through all of the shadows and all of the surface emotions and all of the illusions along your path, or along all of the other paths that you will cross. So the focus is also mental stability and connecting your mind with spirituality, with the divine. So we are also being asked to elevate our mental field, to upgrade to a new level of intelligence, to upgrade to a new level of clarity, and to be there to take action when it's needed. And action may not be what you used to think about. You also need to take an upgrade of what action means. because action may mean different things for different people. For example, for some people, action means war. For others, action means discussions. For others, action mean all sorts of other things. So try to find out what action means for you and how to upgrade that. We are asked to upgrade our physical vessel and also our mind to be more in tune with the year 2023. We are being asked to prepare and welcome this soul authority within ourselves so we will be better guided. We are being asked to stand, to start speaking from that place of soul authority and to leave behind the fear of speaking or of standing in our own power. We are being asked to be empowered here, to call back who we are, to call back our power of choice, our power of path, because the lovers also speak to us about this. We need to really choose our path and walk on it with this power, with pride, with confidence. And we are being asked to do this from this year, to advance and progress in a steady pace, and to do this faster. We are being asked to change up our speed. Now, of course, not all of the collective will change their speed, but even if they change just a little bit, we will see an overall change of speed. Let's also see the oracle cards. And we have, for the current state, we have taking shelter. The answers are within. This is a beautiful winter theme card. And traveling lightly. Simplify your life. And then we have the sovereign. Now, when I saw this card, I was kind of struck by it, because I couldn't understand why did you come up now? It's like, I don't understand, why are you here? We are not sovereign as a collective, so how can you tell me this? I was actually discussing with the card and of course with my guides and my soul and my spirit, why is this here? I don't get it. But the thing is, we have always been sovereign. We just don't understand how this works. We truly do not understand our power, most of us. Not even if we are a bit awakened or more awakened. To be sovereign is to be in our power, and this is available as a current state for us. This is really important. This is available as a collective current state. And of course, it will not be seen as in our entire collective. But there are a few groups that are already embodying this energy. And the other groups are learning. So we are actually in the current state learning sovereignty. We are learning how to be sovereign as a collective energy, like in particular groups, and as individuals. And we are taking shelter. This means we are taking care of our homes, of our basic needs, of the things we need in order to be sovereign, in order to survive. this means we are also gaining more autonomy in our homes, maybe. Of course, not all of us, but some of us are. We are building more autonomy, and this sustains the sovereign state. Yeah, that sounded very interesting. Sovereign state. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. This is a message that I also got in the 2022 themes article, because simplicity is part of our focus. Traveling lightly, and we need to find out our direction and where to go. And to travel lightly, this means we need to let go of so many things, because the path that we are going towards is different, and it requires other things, and we will build them by walking that path. So we do not need so many things. A part of our collective still wants to go back and live the life that they called the before life. But the thing is, we are going into new directions. So the before life, it's not actually there anymore. So some of us, we are working and learning to be sovereign as groups, as collective groups. And we are doing whatever is necessary to start learning this, to start implementing this. We are actually implementing more autonomy into reality, and this is helping us a lot. So even if we are in this state, because we are in a review state, we are in this state of review because we are understanding and processing this sovereignty, this energy. What does it mean for us? What do we need to be sovereign? Because for some people, this means to have power over others. Because is reign, so reign over, so sover, over reign, so to reign over the others. But actually is to reign over yourself, to understand how to be self-governed, how to take care of all of your aspects, how not to let yourself be indisposed and in fear and influenced by the surface emotions, how to have a really good mind, a working mind, a clear mind, how to have a cleared emotional state, and so on. Sovereign is how to reign ourselves, how to be that complete being which is autonomous, which means that it conducts itself. It has its own government or governing body, which is not a body, it's a soul, it's the soul. So we are being asked not to do these mistakes again, to leave everything behind, what hasn't worked. We need to leave behind everything that we have tried and hasn't worked, and build this shelter. This is interesting because here it says the answers are within this shelter. And there's a light here, like the hermit light, that we are going into the shelter because the answers are there. We're not looking outside. We're not making these mistakes again. So we are asked to let all of this go after we process them, after we understand why we did all that we did, and to simplify everything. And to simplify everything means also to see things in a simple way, because here we have complicated so much. We have complicated everything. things are not this complicated. So we do not need to take all of these steps. We have gotten ourselves into a sterile place because we have tried so many things that have been useless. So we need to simplify. Just go back to the basics. Go back to the basic things. See if your foundation is actually secure. See if you have a good foundation to build upon. Because right now, we cannot go on from this place until we look at the foundation. Until we look at what are the roots of our choices and what brought us to this state. Let's see the others. So we have trust. And this is for overall experience of the year 2022. And we have trust. We need to really trust ourselves and our inner landscape. We need to trust that even if we do not know things, we do know where to go if we concentrate on our inner direction. And then we have focus and promise. And then we have play. So trust things will unfold just like a child. A child plays without any expectations, without a desire for an outcome. The child just plays and focuses on the play and has this promise of fulfillment inside. So this is the experience of the year 2022 for our collective. It will be doubt or trust. It will be a false promise, or are we going to believe in our internal dreams? It's going to be, are you going to focus on trust, or are you going to focus on doubt? Are you going to focus on what exactly? We need to focus right here. We need to focus on something that we do not see, and that is difficult. That is too complicated. We need to let our focus just be, just lead us, because inside of us we do have our soul and the fire within, which is our focus. So we are being asked to just let go of all of these complicated things that we are trying to make, and even to let go of the decisions that we think we need to make, and trust that our soul will guide us, that our soul will just make those decisions very obvious for us, that we will have the focus and to take everything a bit like a play, like a game that we are playing, and to just believe ourselves, to believe and trust ourselves, and to believe and trust ourselves that we will know what's good for us, that we will just see things like they are. And we're also being asked to trust our truth, to understand that people do not see the same things, and to be curious. It's really useful, but to deny yourself trust, just because you do not know, it's not a useful experience. We are called here to trust even if we do not know, even if we have doubt. Yes, we have doubt, we have confusion, we don't know what to do. Okay, trust, because trust is there even if you do not know anything. And we are asked to focus on this trust and believe ourselves and let go a little bit. Let go and just play a little bit with our experience. Let's go to the next one. And this is about the direction. And we have narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully, and grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands, and ancestors. And this corresponds with the Eight of Cups. So we have a narrow pathway. It's really narrow. Some of us will get on it. Some of us will have other pathways which will be more difficult. We see here this narrow pathway, and also here this pathway, also narrow. So this is like a shortcut that we are told, hey, go carefully but have trust. Go carefully but have trust. This is a shortcut. It will get you there faster. So some of us are asked to take the narrow pathway, and it will be difficult to walk. Look at this. It's really difficult to walk. It's better to go right here, maybe with a car or something. It's more comfortable, right? But this is a shortcut. So we are asked, take the narrow pathway. It will be really narrow, yes. It will be difficult, yes, but you will get there faster. As the focus has said, we are being accelerated here. We are being just pushed. Hey, you need to go faster. And this is why we are being shown this pathway, this narrow pathway, this shortcut. Very interesting. So we are being told to go really thoughtfully on this, to understand that we need to leave behind all that was safe before. And yes, we will go through a place of insecurity, because this is not that secure. But we will go through it, that's sure. We will get there to this expansion. And we will make other roads for the other people to go there. But we are asked, some of us, this is not for the whole collective. The whole collective will go on this path however they like, and also they will go through here, but not necessarily through this path. So we are being asked to go through that narrow pathway and take a shortcut. And this requires courage, this requires focus, and all of the things that I have already talked about. And this requires self-power and self-authority as well. Okay, let's see the other one. The other one is grace and gratitude. And we have also a path here. So it's either you go to the narrow pathway or you go to grace and gratitude. This is another way that will help you get to the expansion a lot faster, and this is a way that has, let's say, more comfort in it, and it's through gratitude and joy that you will get to the expansion. Joy expands. So you can either go through here and do your work, disciplined, follow that inner light, or use joy and gratitude to expand, and you will be helped and guided through another path. This is so interesting that we have been shown here two paths that are available to take right now. So some of us will be on this narrow pathway, and some of us will be on the grace and gratitude pathway, and some will use both. Because going on this narrow pathway with gratitude and joy will will make us go faster. Faster even. A lot of accelerated energy. And ancestors. Where we are going, ancestors, to our roots. So we are going also to find out our roots, our origins, like I already talked about, to understand more about where we come from and what we are, who we are, why we are here, and so on, the big questions about our origins. So we are going closer and closer to our roots, and our ancestors are here and are guiding us, are helping us, and we are also learning from their experience. We are also learning from their mistakes. We are leaving behind and closing circles of karmic entanglement, let's say, and we are taking the wisdom out of the past in order to go further. So this will also help us to understand who we are and to get to our roots, and to also get us more grounded here into the new path, into the new timelines, because there are several, even if they take in the same place. Let's see the next ones, and these are associated with collective focus. And we have empowerment. Of course, the collective focus is to empower ourselves. And then we have ceremony, invocation, and wind activation. And get curious. So this is really straight up and clear empowerment. We are being asked to focus on empowerment as a collective. So on a collective level, we are going towards more empowerment. But this, of course, will not be shown in the same way in every single human. So if you are going, for example, with your friends outside, or you are going to meet someone, remember that the focus is to empower each other. To empower each other to make our choices. To empower each other to go towards the path that we really desire and need right now in order to grow and expand. And to empower each other to trust, and so on, to empower each other. This is the focus in the next year, in 2022. And invocation. Another focus is to invoke this power. We need to learn how to do magic, some of us, and invoke our power and also emanate this power so we can activate also other people. So, wow, activation. The focus is to activate and invoke our power. And a part of the collective will start to get curious about their own power, about empowerment, and they will start to ask, or probably they will see other people being empowered, and they will start asking their own questions. Hey, how come these people have so much courage? Where does it come from? I don't understand. They will get curious and start to empower. Of course, the shadow of all of this is disempowerment and lack of activation or downgrade. So some of us, or some part of the collective, can also be doing this. But they are doing this because we need contrast to understand, because some of us need that experience, and because others need to feel empowered helping the people that feel disempowered, and so on. So all of this experience is about empowerment and activation of our mind, activation of the connection between the mind, the soul, the spirit, and the body, invocation of our power, and activation of our gifts. This experience will stimulate all of these things in the year 2022. So overall, it's a really activating year that has so much energy into progress, that has so much energy to guide us, to choose what is best for us, to guide us into love, to connect us, to start empowering ourselves and start to be sovereign. This is so important to see in our collective, this whole thing happening. I must tell you, I didn't expect the cards to be like this. I mean, sovereign and empowerment. I knew that this was happening to some of us, but it's actually happening to the whole collective. We are all going through this, even if some of us will be in the opposite side, because this is part of the experience of empowerment. Some of us need to experience that particular side of this empowerment in order to understand what is to be empowered and to see the people rising up, those people that already have accepted the soul authority and have recognized these gifts and their own power. They will stand up like real lights. They will illuminate the other people. They will start getting them to ask questions. This is really beautiful to see. Now let's see about our particular groups, and we have the focus, which is the Queen of Wands. This is the general focus in our groups. And then we have fertility. So I have talked about sterility in the current state, and we are asked to focus on being fertile, on starting to plant new seeds. Then full moon completion, wolf instinct, and we also have speak the truth, speak your truth, and devotion to service. So we see that for our particular groups, we are called to step up, to be visible, to speak the truth, in devotion to service, to trust our instincts, to be fertile in planting the seeds of consciousness, of self-empowerment, to go there and be like a beacon of light, like a beacon of truth, and to show all of this in a complete state. This means also integrity. So to show integrity of self, while we speak the truth, while we are devoted into service with our gifts, and while we are fertile and just bringing new life, bringing new ideas, bringing sustenance, bringing guidance, or whatever we are doing with our gifts. This doesn't mean that you need to be out there on the television, but wherever you are, think about how to be this example of truth, how to speak your truth in a way that is useful, non-combatant, non-aggressive, let's say it like that, fertile, and down to earth, practical, and how to show devotion to your service, to the service you give to other people. So whatever you are doing. You can shine wherever you are by just feeling empowered, by just emanating confidence in your own instincts, by just feeling complete and whole and healthy and beautiful, because this is also about our image. We are also being called to work upon our image. How exactly do we see ourselves? Are we exactly how we say we are? Do we have integrity? Like, do we show who we really are, or do we hide? Do we have the courage? Do we have the confidence to just stand up in our own truth and speak with confidence and speak with determination and have this devotion to self, this devotion to who we are, to humanity, to our souls, to our expression here? Because if we are in this position, why not give it our best? So we are being called to step up, to give our best, to show, to help, to inspire, to trust our instincts, to be like someone to look up to be an example. And you can do this no matter where you are. Just if you do this with just one human, and it is enough. If you do this with your friends, if you are yourself with your friends, remember that you will emanate your state, not only to the people that you see, but also to the people that you do not see. Your state of consciousness will affect the whole collective. This is why it is so important to step into our power and to be there, visible in our confidence, in who we are, fertile, believing in ourselves, complete and whole, speaking our truth, being devoted to self and to who we are. And the last one is our experience in the year 2022, and I'm speaking only about our groups. So my consciousness groups and the related ones, and if you are here, you are probably in one of them. So our experience is Seven of Cups. And then we have open contact, sacred sexuality, unfoldment, and reflection and courage. So I have already spoken about courage here in the focus, but our experience is actually an experience of building courage to be ourselves, building courage to shine, building courage to be there, to be visible, to speak, to just have this expression of confidence and stability and be like a really strong point in which others can on which others can rely upon. And then we will have experience of reflection, of understanding how we reflect upon the world, what is our impact, and also going within, understanding ourselves, building up the courage, building up who we are, unfoldment. So we will see a lot of things unfold because we are in this courage state. We will see our reflection more and more. We will start to trust in whatever is happening and unfolding outside of us or in the exterior. Then our experience is also about sacred sexuality. This is about connecting the yin and the yang. This is about creating balance within, understanding both, understanding the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, and creating union inside ourselves. I have talked about completion and integrity in the focus, but here, through this experience, we will create that focus of integrity, because we will start to understand who we are. This is about our roots, about who we are in our roots, because the connection between the feminine and the masculine energies, the yin and the yang, are our primordial truth. And by their connection, we are fertile. So through this experience, we will become fertile, and we will become fertile for spirit and soul. So our soul seed may grow and expand and become a sun and become a really beautiful shining star. Now we have open contact. So our experience is also about becoming an open contact to spirit and to messages and to deep understanding and revelation, to become an open contact with other type of consciousnesses. This is also the Seven of Cups. Our experience is about believing really deeply in our own dream, in knowing what is true, what is not true, what is useful, what is not useful. It will be like a dream experience, because we will be opening up in such a great extent to build up this courage to express. And we will open up to inspiration and deep spiritual experiences and initiations. So I'm also feeling deeply upgrades, spiritual initiation for some of us into different things, opening up our gifts, our spiritual gifts, going deep within, understanding our meaning, going for the true things, the revelations out there. And this will be like a challenge, because we will be shown so many things, and this is why we need discernment. We need discernment to walk within and understand our inner worlds, and understand how to create this sacred union, the sacred union of energies. Well, this is an amazing experience to have. I can't wait for it. Well, I actually need to wait, because we have this current state of waiting to happen. But as long as we build our courage and we trust in the unfoldment of things, this will all start to happen. And what I will feel for our group, because we have the Queen of Wands here, also energetical upgrades, and energetical upgrades for our body, like light codes. I know this expression is used very much. So energetical upgrades, physical body upgrades, and also consciousness upgrades will be available, and really spiritual experiences throughout the year. Okay, so I have finished right now this whole reading. If you like this video and this reading, please subscribe if you haven't done this already. Like the video, push the notification bell button, and you can also be notified by my Telegram group, so I will put a link in the description box if you would like to join my Telegram channel. And I hope I see you next time. May this year be really fruitful for us. May we become fertile for spirit and soul to grow and expand. May our consciousness expand and bring us more understanding about sovereignty, about empowerment. May we all be empowered to make the correct choices for each of us. I will stop here right now. I hope I see you next time, and bye!